I spent the weekend of October 22nd at a field training exercise for UMass ROTC. Here's the story. The day starts off on a Friday afternoon as cadets unload supplies and gear up, arming themselves with paintball guns. Within 2 hours, night falls and we are on the move towards a campsite. The next morning, I am able to film. We awake at 4 a.m. and start moving by 5:45. A light rain falls, but the trees keep our group relatively dry. Soon we get the word that the scenario is active. We put our paintball masks on and head for a resupply objective as dictated by the scenario. As we close in towards the objective, the squad decides to ditch their backpacks before pushing forward, leaving one member of their team behind to guard them. Some moments later, at about 8 o'clock, we are ambushed by another squad. I go for cover behind trees, keeping within about 30 feet of the cadets as they shoot at the ambushers. I can't see the attackers, but paintballs zip and slap into the foliage. I keep low, moving up whenever I hear the calls to do so, and try my best to stay behind trees as I snap photos. The cadets push forward to make a firing line. I stay from the front, keeping low again. The rain gear I have been given is camouflage, and I could easily be mistaken as a combatant from a distance if I'm not very careful about my positioning. Squad members fire bursts to cover their companions as they change positions. However, whenever they do this, the squad is immediately greeted with a volley from the other side. It's unclear if this entire encounter is legitimately part of the scenario or a mistake. I am told later by Lieutenant Colonel Magner, one of the cadre members of ROTC, that even if the encounter was not planned, it still provided a valuable learning experience to his cadets. I see 2 cadets get hit, raising their hands and laying down their CO2-powered weapons to signify that they have been shot. The simulated ambush lasts only about 8 minutes before the shooting stops. At the end, 5 of the cadets on our side have been hit and have to roleplay as casualties. Those that are marked as casualties have been given cards denoting random injuries. Those that are severely injured have to be carried by their companions on their shoulders. The group picks up their simulated wounded and carts them back off to where we dumped our backpacks. The squad rests as it treats its paint-spattered casualties as it plans its next move. It's not very clear still if the ambush was intentional. A few hours later, as we hike through the forest, Sergeant First Class Simmons, one of the cadre, appears on the same hill as us and informs the squad that bow hunters have been spotted in the woods and it's been deemed unsafe to remain in the forest. The paintball masks come off and the cadets leave to return to the first field that we began in yesterday. They spend the rest of the day taking lessons from the cadre, checking their gear and cleaning their paintball guns. The lessons end with a game of King of the Ring, where cadets have to push each other out of a giant circle. After the game is over and a winner is declared, Lieutenant Colonel Magner addresses his cadets, highlighting responsibility and looking out for each other. The cadets then are sent home a day early. Jon Decker, Amherst Wire.